Hello. Oh, professional streamer, hang on. Oh man, you didn't see anything, huh? How you guys doing? It's been approximately 48 hours since we last interfaced. Did you miss me? That's a rhetorical question. Of course you did. And of course I missed you too. We're gonna be doing some more thieving. And the day after that. 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 Until I get Thief 275. And then maybe I will push myself to get a buffer. Imagine needing a buffer if you're never gonna die. But we'll get one anyway, because that's just what you do. Not gonna merit it. Not going to make it my main. It is going to be dragged out of the hangar that it is going to be stored in my Mog house when it is needed for treasure hunter purposes, and then never again if I can still help it. I like it. I'm making it sound like I don't like it. But that's just where we're at. Oh, yes, please. So we were going to do our normal thing today, which was to flag up on Thief and wait the approximate 45 minutes to an hour of no thieving whatsoever. Or, like, no partying, rather. And then make our own party. Two reasons why that... And play Xenosaga in the meantime. There's two reasons why the Xenosaga is not happening. When I updated my PCSX2 emulator, and it prompted me, like it does every day, to update, without thinking about it, because I'm a good little boy and I do what I'm told, a non-sussy little robot man, I installed the update. And then I proceeded to do my normal pre-stream tests, professional streamer trademark, by the way, and try to load my save from the save state, and it was like, Lamau, no, that's not allowed. This save state is from Neanderthal times in the patch, like 2-3 patches ago. This is not compatible. And I did some Google foo, right? And yeah, the only way to possibly make Xenosaga a thing in the future is if I can find and use a save state compatible version, a build as it were, of of the emulator, and then see if that works. And if it doesn't, then our Xenosaga save is hella dead forever, which would be very unfortunate. I am enjoying Xenosaga a lot. It's a great game in its own right with a lot more mechanics than I possibly could have remembered. So I would like to continue that. The other reason why we're not playing Xenosaga in lieu of not getting a party for 45 minutes is because, as you probably noticed, we got a party within about 3 minutes of flagging up, which has only happened one other time. So huzzah. I will say, though, that if I can at all help it, I will move heaven and earth to make Xenosaga still a thing, because people genuinely seem to be enjoying it just as much as I did. Which makes sense, because, like, Square Enix should just, like, give up the IP if they're not going to do anything with it except to release expensive tat over and over again. Although it appears that Xenosaga specifically is as an IP belongs, question mark, to Nintendo, maybe also to Monolith. I forgot I'm not level 75. Please hold. Oh no, it can smell me, can it? Does it rely on deodorize? Well, I guess that's why we have perfect dodge, huh? Not because we were going to use it in a combat situation, but explicitly for this reason. I'm a thief. I'll just dodge probably half of his shots on the way over there. But yeah, I do have other games lined up that I was thinking of swapping in, and I was fully expecting to play, because I was not expecting, as mentioned, to get a party within about 3 minutes of flagging up. It was going to be Shadow Hearts. We'll give it a little test run today, because I don't think that Shadow Hearts has entered the cultural zeitgeist or quite as deeply or thoroughly as Xenosaga arguably has. But there's got to be somebody out there that loves horror RPGs with loads and loads of dick monsters. No, that's not a verbal typo. I said what I said. There's just an absolute variety of ding-dong monsters left and right. There's got to be some Silent Hill-esque metaphoricals made manifest in there somewhere. I'm not a psychologist. I mean, I'm not licensed. I've helped people, but if you can't expect me to to pare down a game like that without you seeing it for yourself. While I'm trying to make my way in the world today, I'm going to put in a poll for psychological reasons. I have no idea how many people are actually in here. I joke, I know that there's about like 8,000 and that it takes Twitch, all of probably 40, 50 staffers, you know, whoever's remaining on the team as a whole, just to make sure that the bandwidth tunnel, because I know a lot about technology, right, is wide enough to allow the massive influx of people to travel simultaneously from all corners of Twitch and elsewhere to be funneled into my stream within about 15 minutes of it booting up. I don't think I'm in any kind of threat right here, says a man under loads of threat. But let me run a poll. I know that we ran a poll semi-recently where people unanimously said that they liked the intra-game player idea, and I do too. That's never going away. I think it's just going to be hard-coded into the DNA of the stream and how it operates and how I approach things. For however long I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy 11 or a game like it with lots of downtime. Imagine ever stopping playing Final Fantasy 11. All right, we're gonna run the poll now. Poll, and I'm gonna run this for 10 minutes. All right, what was my poll? What was my poll thing? After Shadow Hearts run poll, like change intra game player game. I want Xenosaga if can help it. If pos, I would like diff game. Classic? No. Diff game, please. Classic. Or diff game, please. Modern. Okay. I'm gonna run this for 10 minutes. No choice exercise is a choice. So if it's not unanimous for whatever reason, then I will decide. All right, let's sneak oil up here. I have not been paying attention to party chat literally at all. We're gonna flee through here. All right, let's take an opportunity to glance about. I feel like I recognize this Xandra person, but I do not know from where. The amount of nin in this party is too damn high. Old man yelling meme. That's a good one. +1, +1. Oh yeah, we're gonna murder this place. To nin and thief, I'm sorry. Just gonna be a game of keep away. I do not know what job they could be describing as being on. Catch it if you can. I guess I have time to run there. Don't need to warp. Pulled a Domino P to the dunes to run to Devon shortcut. It wasn't much faster. Oh, they took the other route around. Hey Sith, how you doing? I hope that you're having the best Wednesday over. Oh my god, dude. It's too early for me to be swapping in the wrong words. The best day ever. It's hump day, am I right? You know? It's hump day. You remember that dank meme? Where's my sounds?
It's like one of my Japanese animes.
What are you
Let's play
doing,
some of these.
step bro?
Whoa, what do we have here? Ding, 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 ding. We have a winner.
You're logging? That is a huge surprise. Are you logging hard or hardly logging? And that might have sounded like a joke, but I'm legit. There's a serious question in there. Let me see where he is. I'm going to do some independent research. XI THF. He is in Mizero. I know that you explained to me why you log in Mizero, but I have apparently vented the information since we last communicated on it. Something about Elm, like lots of Elm logs, that, or that it's not really camped all that much, because all the logging points are spread out, and so you need to set up a dedicated party entity in order to make sure that there's a person stationed at every tree. Your logging is so hard. Oh my god, tell me about it, dude. I do hope that we get an opportunity to play Shadow Hearts. I was not getting sick of Xenosaga in any way, shape, or form. I think that dabbling in it for about an hour is like a good amount of time for all involved, both the player and the playee, to experience. You know, it doesn't really wear as welcome. But I am looking forward to playing Shadow Hearts if we do play around with that. I forgot that I had set up my own poll. Do not allow any of the words that are coming out of my mouth to influence the result one way or another. I will say that I've made some upgrades since the last time that we played something like Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So before, it would, the legal emulator, Nintendo of American Ninjas, before you cut me down, the legal emulator that I'm using with the legal copies of the games that I painstakingly uploaded after like a 2 to 3 hour process collectively, should run better now. So they will actually run consistently at 60 frames per second. I was thinking Shin Megami Tensei 5, because that's unfortunately exclusively locked onto what is effectively a 2011 tablet with a 2015 processor in it. It has the highest chance for unlocks, but yet the zone is large and requires 5 people to log it optimally. 2 to 4 north nodes, 2 at the 4th west nodes, 1 at the 3 south nodes. Did you ever get your Hercules ring, or did you give up on it for now? Give up on it is an extremely strong assembly of words, and I apologize for that. It can be very annoying when you're competing for something. Like I competed for Hocho pretty regularly for about 4 or 5 days until I gave up on it, because I was like, just to survive this thing, I need to be sub ninja. And then for like the first like 2-3 attempts on the Hocho NM, and then afterward I was like, okay, I'll swap to sub thief and see if I could do it, and I could, which is great. But after claiming it like 4 or 5 times, and a number of people explaining to me that they were on their 50th attempt, and I don't know how much of that was like a psyop or not, but apparently Hocho has like an excruciatingly low drop chance, which makes sense because you almost never see it. There is one extremely kind individual on the Horizon Discord server that hangs out in the cooking section named Carrot. I need to turn this on, don't I? Who has a Hocho. And she's like the only one that I'm personally aware of that has one. So you might be thinking to yourself, what would I need with a +3 cooking knife? That's a very good question. Chatter. You are so beautiful and smart and talented at everything that you do, will attempt and are. Ooh. The reason why is because if you get 100 cooking skill, and you get advanced synthesis, and you have the furnishing. Wait a minute. Do I need to turn on this one too? No. Is it on the other side? I think it's on the other side. I don't know why I'm going this way. Just let it happen. Or do I have to turn this on? Something's telling me I don't need to turn this one on. I can just like go to the other side. Are things gonna get mad at me? I don't know. We'll press it. It's free, right? Something is blowing up behind me. Hey Tom, how you doing? Hump days, am I right? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the furnishing, the 100 cooking skill, the cooking hat, the cooking body, Hocho, and synth support. You get 109, which critically allows you to get a 50% high quality chance on ginger cookies for wizard cookies. If people are not consuming stew, they are typically consuming wizard cookies. So basically at that point, you're basically, let's not use the same word twice, huh? Let's just, Braden, let's just not do it today. You can do better than that. Functionally, effectively, realistically, on a ground level, you can print money by making wizard cookies. The amount that, like, even just raw dogging ginger cookies just by themselves makes a little bit of money. Not a ton, mind you, but a little bit. How do I vote for the hard dicks you were talking about earlier? You could just choose classic. Classic is basically what I mean. Thank you, Caladrius, for donating 2,000, I believe, to the Hot Tub Stream 2, the extra streaming edition. Did I miss the thingy? Or is it on? It looks on. Am I on? Is this turned on? Ooh!
Oh, my emeralds! Oh.
This is not it. Where am I? This is not it. Take me back. How do I get somewhere trying to go? I just want to leave. I don't want to leave, bruh. Get me to where I should go, man. Wait, did I do it? Am I where they are? Of course, all this stuff that I had just said and the way that I reacted was a big ol' spoof. You just got spoofed, chat. I knew what I was doing the whole time, exactly where I was going. It was all according to Keikaku because of course it was. I knew that portal was gonna take me there. I knew that portal was gonna take me there. Did I know that portal was gonna take me there? Is there anything obvious that tells me that it's gonna? Maybe not. Whatever, we're here now. Okay, let's check out the party composition here. It looks like the poll's about to end. Different game, please. Classic. Okay, then we will play Shadow Hearts. There's always a YouTube video of some cult classic RPG out there that's basically like Xenosaga the movie, and you can get a probably 3 to 4 hour runtime on getting all the lore and story bits and Cosmos character arc growths and stuff that you could want while just going on in the background while you're watching, you know, my VODs on youtube.com/@ProStoic. You don't need me to play it on the stream. Besides, if you're just like losing your mind because you're just like, I don't care about this Final Fantasy 11 shit. I want Xenosaga. Then that's all that I can. That's the best I can do for you. Is that recommendation? 2 rangers, 3 rangers. Huh. Okay, so the old man is definitely first folk, and then first folk and last folk. Oh man, that's funny to think about. I mean, it should be fine, right? The bird can't do any damage if it's dead. All I have to do is keep the. He's got 1,000 HP. He's fine. He's totally okay. All right, then I need to make a note for myself while the party is still gathering. Set up, test, intra game, player, for Shadow Hearts. Okay, this is what the intra-game player was going to look like, because I fully expected to have to, not have to, that I was going to play Shadow Hearts for 45 minutes. Please take note of the X's over Cosmos's eyes and how it appears that she has deceased because her little tongue is poking out there. Hell yeah, brother. it looks so authentic. All this is gonna get changed around because I gotta make sure that people know what they're looking at. So I gotta put Shadow Hearts in the bottom left and then a brief description of what it is at the bottom right. Horror RPG. And then I don't even know if I can find any character art of Shadow Hearts. I'm assuming because the internet lives forever, right? But we'll put them on the sides here. We'll make it a thing. We'll pretty it up. Okay. Let's check out where the party is. The party is here. And by the party being here, I mean the party is now here because you are all here. You brought the party with you. Aww. Alrighty. For some reason, I thought the old man was Ataru. I don't know why I thought that. It's probably the same reason I thought that Earthquakes was a Galka. Alrighty, let's use the chariot band and then remember to take it off before 2 hours pass. Unlike what we did last time. Okay, so thanks to everyone's overwhelming support over the last month, we have officially acquired all of the possible emote slots that we can. I have commissioned out a pretty significant mix of emotes that should be fun, funny, and or interesting. Trademark symbol. Steve Consata, Lamel. Let me know when. One of the most recent emotes that I'm proud of, probably more proud of it than I should be, is the Let's Go emote. I did use the easy animate function on Twitch for the first time ever to make it like shake around, look like he's screaming. Alrighty, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna do it. So it begins the mass the mass extinction of the birds. You know what they should do? And by they I mean the developers, and by me asking this, I do not in any way, shape, or form honestly expect this to come to pass. They should make it so like in Elden Ring, spoilers for a 1.5 year game, if you kill a bird, maybe a better reference is like, let's use Zelda as a better reference because more people are going to connect with that, because like we've had Legend of Zelda in our lives for about 1,000 years. When you throw the chicken around or like hurt them a whole bunch, and like a massive flock of birds like comes out and starts attacking you, they should have that mechanic here. I think that would be a very fun and funny for all involved. So true, spam in chat. What I was gonna say is that in Elden Ring, certain bosses will be hiding behind seemingly extremely weak mobs. I need to make sure that I'm using Dancing Edge here, or whatever is gonna pop up. Okay, the Dancing Edge here. This. No! I could have done the thing, dude. It seems like it's gonna be a fine party, for sure. It's honestly a great idea for the Rangers to assume the triangle formation. I don't know if that was intended, but it is a very good idea to bounce around the mob effectively. it does make it hell for the monkeys in the middle. Counting myself in that descriptor there. I mean, I've got Flea, so I can run around forever, right? Be right back, grabbing a GM to come MPKU as requested. They have to do it as a bird. I don't know if they can do it if... Well, no, they can probably do it as a bird, right? Like, if we're rolling with this thought experiment, because if they can turn themselves into goblins, or like worms and stuff, they can do it. Yeah, absolutely, MPKS. 100%. And to make sure that the experience is authentic, I'm not going to tell anybody that this is happening. They're just gonna play and find out, as they say. Honestly, with the rate that this is going, not a complete sentence, but just bear with me. I'm still remembering how to play my job. I did play it yesterday. I did play Thief yesterday in a party format, so I have not completely vented out all muscle memory out of my system like I typically and apparently do. If I don't Thief, it's not like that with any other job. It's not. He says he forgets that Hyde is a mechanic and then he has access to it. Alrighty, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready, do me. Go ahead and do me. Go ahead and do me, bruh. Oh, he's... Okay. Congratulations. Hey! We skill chained. How exciting is that? We need to start leaving at like 50%. And we got defense down, dude. Oh my god.
That's a huge bitch.
Yo, I made like 8 parties and only half of them were garbage. That's great. I mean, if that's a solid F, bro. That's great. What made the you don't have to name names. What made the half the parties garbage? You know, sometimes you have to, when life gives you a crap sandwich, you just gotta eat the ends off. That's what I do. And clearly you're doing that. You seem fine. I figure 50% is passing the summer school. All right, I'm ready. Put me in, coach. I'm just gonna hold on to my shit. Just gonna hold on to my shit. All right, let's go. Here we are. I take a bird, and then I bite it. I take a potato chip. Okay, it's a good thing I grabbed something. Goodness. I think the biggest contributing factor is I have no idea what the F I'm doing. Okay, so just the fact that you are unsure and you've made parties means that you are doing, I need you to understand this, you are doing what probably 80% of people are unwilling to do, which is to take critical, important first steps. Oh my god, dude. No, my god. No. No. I can't. I just gotta start cycling birds, man. I can't just assume. Where are the birds? We're still in the honeymoon period. They shouldn't yell at me yet. We're still in the honeymoon period. We got defense down. It has to be 50%. I have to start pulling at 50%. You're doing fine. If half of the parties were not crap, that it might seem like 50% is a bad ratio. That is a great ratio when you're not used to building parties. Sometimes this game is just like that. I mean, the game is literally all about planning and adaptation, IMO, LOL, and suffering, and copious amounts of suffering and depression and sometimes boredom, and then like, you know, 10, 15 minutes of you pogging out of your gourd. Okay, it's 40%. We have to leave. The flamingo's right here. Let's re-engage. I'm just gonna do stuff. Can I just do stuff to this? Alright, then I'm gonna grab this guy here. Didn't necessarily need to disengage, but I want to for the sake of the macro. We apply shadows. Hey Curly. What is good is the fact that we got a party within about free seeking, mind you, not one that I've made, which is even more incredible. Within about 3 minutes of flagging up. It's a very lightning in a bottle type situation. I also happen to be playing with 3 rangers, and I'm not kidding, who have assumed a triangle attack formation position around the bird, which thematically and literally is pretty cool looking, but is making it very difficult, as you can imagine, for the thief in the middle to to do their thing, and possibly and arguably a little bit worse on me as a thief trying to saddle them. But we're killing things very fast. I sure would hope so with 3 rangers, right? And yeah, that's how I'm doing. I'm also new to the game in general. I mean, that's great. I honestly like fully support you, genuinely support you in making parties just as like a rule of thumb. Out of like all of the parties that I've been in, maybe we're gonna have to loop around. Maybe like 15 of them are ones that I've allowed myself to get really picked up. This, which includes this one that I'm in. If I had not taken the chance and risk of social ostracization to form my own parties over and over again, I would not, in my own opinion, have developed the amount of game knowledge that I may or may not possess right now in terms of what each job is capable of in reference to one another, and therefore improving my own knowledge when it comes time for me to try out those jobs. Nice, I was flagged all day as Beast and I still didn't find anything. There's a pretty good number of people that are looking for Beasts, almost as much as thieves, I've noticed, which is a travesty for one, because it's not like Beasts are bad at partying. They're just flatly not. I do think that there's at least 50%. I accidentally typed a bit here. I did not mean to do that. That's just how it goes, though. That's just the way it's laid out. Oh my god, dude, we got 64. Let's go.
Slayer.
There you go. Like, beasts are horrifically strong. With a Beastmaster, you're getting... And I know that you're probably thinking to yourself, I wish that my party would realize this. Agreed. Having a Beastmaster is like having 1.5 minimum extra party members just for being there. And all the times that I've partied with the Beast and I've had my damage parser running, they've always been in the top 3 of the damage dealers. I mean, that's not necessarily saying much in my own example, because typically you wouldn't have more than 4. So maybe I should say in the top like 2 spots typically. Even above Rangers. I mean, maybe not in like the super high levels, but they're up there, dude. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's basically Beast Burn or Bust, and I can imagine that, you know, sometimes you just want the different experience of a conventional party, TM. You can't be blamed for that. Start taking pot shots at these. Need to make sure that our marksmanship skill is kept up to date. And then, honestly, instead of me trying to make a skill chain work, I can't reasonably in this environment, so I'm just going to trick attack whenever possible. Oh my god, it's already dead, dude. It's gotta be 50%. I let it drop to like 40% and already got destroyed. Hey, Nemu. Or would you prefer that I call you Nemuri? I can also call you Big Papa if you would prefer. This is a service that I'm willing to provide. I made a Prami Holly Nem-Nems. I'm gonna do my best to remember that, I can assure you. I made a Prami Hala party last night and we had 2 beasts, 1 summoner, 1 bard, 1 white mage, 1 warden, and it was fantastic. It sounds, holy crap, I looked away for 2 seconds and it's already dead, man. Oh my god. Is this what a sky party is? Am I getting sky-itis? NRP looks at my own trembling mechanical hands and sees that they're shaking. NRP doesn't realize that I'm whispering what is your party composition over and over again ad nauseum. No bard. Don't even waste my time, brother. Mogu. Daijobu. It's all Daijobu down here.
KO!
So the ISP saga is not resolved yet. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, it's basically like what feels like 1,000-year-old venture into this bird is not going to stop bouncing around and it's going to die. I might just grab another one. So let me regale you what is happening. I am getting a mysterious drop in upload strength that happens while I am streaming at least 2 to 3 times. If on a good day, it might make the stream quality chug for like 5 seconds, and then after that it recovers. On a bad day, it will full on disrupt the connection that OBS has with Twitch servers and cause it to disconnect, which means that you get that blue screen with the not like this guy on it, and it recovers without fail after 10 seconds. All right, this is our opening. It recovers after 10 seconds, but then I have to jump into it. As soon as I hear the OBS disconnection noise, I have to jump into OBS and then make sure that I update you guys. I am, in fact, still here. Just give it a minute. Am I R0ing? Day change? It appears. A lucky defense down on that one. Anyways, what I'm saying is I'm getting better at this game, and it feels really nice. Good. It should feel good. It's not an easy game to learn, so it genuinely feels great. When you're making even the small set of advances, that's what I personally love the most about it, is that every small advance seems like a big accomplishment, because in reality it is. So that stuff is happening. So I swapped out for a personal modem that was loaned to me by my nephew for testing purposes, and I was still getting the same issue. I call them up and I say, hey, this issue that I've been having for like 3 months straight is still happening, even if I swapped out the personal modem. And they're like, it's your router. So I completely removed the router out of the equation, right? And I set it aside and I hardwire my computer directly to the modem. So there is nothing that the router could possibly do to be like a sussy baka, right? And the problems still happen. I get a technician to come out, technician looks at it, and he says, I can't personally vouch for a personal modem, which I knew was going to be the answer, because that's what we would tell people when I worked 1,000 years ago, it feels now with Comcast as a frontline retail salesperson. So I was the guy that came up to you and was like, hey, how you doing? Have you been enjoying your service so far? And then you telling me that your service has been crap and that it's too expensive. And then my job thereafter was convincing you that not only were you in fact happy with your service, but that you wanted to add to it. It's just a different level in hell, as you can imagine. You know that you know that meme where it's like the crying like meme face that's like under a mask that's smiling. That was basically what that job was like. Congratulations. Anyway, so I was like, I tested it with the router that was there before. I tested it without. I tested it with the modem that was there before. It's happening over and over again, and he checks it, and he's like, well, the modem is telling me that it's working fine. And I say, I know that it appears that it's saying that. And I didn't have any attitude with this guy, by the way. I'm like injecting attitude that wasn't there at the time. It's just like being relentlessly kind increases the chances that this person was going to take above average steps in order to assist me, and that's ultimately what I was looking for. So he tests it, and then I say the issue happens over a period of like 3 hours, and I'm not going to expect you to sit here and wait 3 hours while I test to see if whatever you're doing is working or not. And he's like, yeah, I got other stuff to do. And then we have a big old chuckle. A big old chuckle fest after that. We're like slapping our tummies and knees and in each other's backs and making out a little bit and stuff like that. That last part's not true. Yeah. And so he's like, well, let's try this. And he swaps in a new like company router or company modem. So that is what you and I are using to interface with each other over the interwebs right now. This bird, please, just stand still. Just stand still, dude. Screams. Okay, I got it off. I used my TP. I've done my job. So if you get any kind of buffering, I'm going to humbly request, and I know that this is asking a lot. I know it's asking a lot because you would have to stop whatever it is that you're doing on your main screen, go over to your secondary or tertiary pun screen to talk to me and tell me that the thing is happening if you notice it at all. But if you get any buffering, or especially, please, for the love of Altana, if you get like a full-on Twitch thinks that I'm disconnected type screen, please let me know. I'm going to be using every flavor of analysis program and website after this. After the stream, holy crap, it's already dead. It was at 50%, man. This party is pretty crazy. It's pretty zany. Dark Elementals can be XP'd off of, right? Asking for a friend. Is there no bird down here? I don't think I should even go down here for birds. There's a flamingo there. Target acquired.
First blood.
Okay, good. I did shoot it. I did not skill issue. 2 RNG party seems wild. Imagine a 3 RNG party, bro, because that's what we're actually in. Take a look while I'm still alive. We have literally a triangle formation of with two monkeys in the middle. Okay, maybe I need to start grabbing things at 60% now. Yeah, dude. it's a ninja, thief, 3 rangers, and a red mage. Like there, you literally, it's literally a firing squad. It's a ye olden times firing squad. I think they're all using bows, which is probably more cost efficient, I would imagine. Do we have any rangers in chat? Any ranger lords that would be able to... Me bouncing back and forth like that is just how this party is going to be. If you love erratic camera movements, you're gonna love this. Alright, let's grab another one. This is going to be deader in hell in like a moment. I had a double RNG party on my Dragoon and Sky. It was sweet. This is the first time that I've ever had 3 RNGs in a party at the same time. And it's about as psychotic as it feels. It's great, mind you. At 63, which is like what many would assume, including myself, to be like the cutting edge of like level minimums. We're killing these things really fast. My guess is that after XP shakes out, we'll probably be looking at like 11,500, 12,000 maybe in XP. I know that to some, that just that figure alone makes you want to throw up, but not in a good way, because you're like, where's my 17,000? You know.
I bet that if you had a bard, it would be like 18,000. You're wasting these people's time.
Oh man, kicked from a 61 sync party because I didn't go. No, dude. Because he didn't go nin? Where were you? Were you up here? Did you get any kind of warning that this was going to be a thing? Or were they just like, oh, you brought the wrong sub job? Die trash? On Zozo? What was... I don't get that. Were they just like, we're trying to help you? Like, and we feel like you cannot be helped, so... Enjoy the forced disband, bruh. It's just a weird... It's a weird thought. Thank you for following Tater Gators. It might seem like a small action, but it has a huge influence, following that is, on how Twitch handles the algorithm and pointing other people towards me that might enjoy everyone's favorite double-decade-old MMORPG too. Not even in Sky, huh? They were nice enough to wait for me to run out there, use 2 powders and oils to get to camp. Please tell me you put them on your blacklist. And then please also tell me that you're willing to message me privately who these individuals may be so that I too may avoid them. I mean, you're gonna, no matter how old or new the game is, there's always gonna be people like that, right? But like, if they could be reasonably avoided, that's why I very rarely rep people. Hello, Brixie, first-time chatter. I hope that you are enjoying your stay so far, which is kind of like an oxymoron to say out loud, because if you weren't enjoying it, not only would you not chat, but you also wouldn't be watching. All right, I need to do something with my TP and enjoy your moment, your moment of keeping hate. Pretty much killed my desire to play for the day. Yeah, dude, that would pretty deeply sour me too, man. I mean, thankfully, the only time that I've really dealt with like abject psychos like that was during the truly accursed Sacrarium run that we did. That Sacresi got everyone wild in that day, if you remember. And that was by far, thankfully it was an isolated incident. I was honestly overdue for something that toxic, because 95 to 97% of people are reasonably well adjusted on the server. Which, given how sweaty the general population can get, and within reason, and being sweaty is fun. It's just shocking that that ratio is not higher, which is a good thing. If I'm gonna XP, I want a fresh set of peeps, not running too far camp just to get there and disband in 20 minutes. I agree with that. That's why if people tell me that they have to go, or if it's been like an hour to an hour and 30 minutes of my own volition, I will say, how is everyone doing on time? I can't make the people that may or may not be paying attention to chat like actually answer me when the time comes. But typically at least 70% of people do respond to me when I say that, and then at least one of them is going to say, I'm going to have to go in like 20 minutes. Do you want me to get a rep? And then I say, can everyone else Is everyone else good to party for at least another hour for like a rep to get here? And if at least one other person says no, then we break whenever that person that needs to go in 20 minutes has to leave. And that stops replacements from coming in and feeling like they wasted their time. I know that in the grand scheme of things, an hour in Final Fantasy XI partying is not extensive, but it's something. And it also gives the person that's coming in the option of just saying no when I also tell them, by the way, you're going to be a rep for this person and we're planning on only partying for an hour. Is that okay? It might seem like this is a lot of legwork, but it stops any kind of BM from happening. At least to date, I've never had an issue approaching things this way. Because as Brixie aptly suggests, just people just grabbing reps like the moment that they need it without taking into account where everyone else is in terms of like their own personal lives and things that they might have to keep tabs on. No thoughts, head empty. My brain just went somewhere with that. Basically what I'm trying to say is that doing what I described avoids a revolving door. Congratulations. A revolving door of BM. Because it leads to a situation where the party is like maybe one or two like original members in who at that point are probably exhausted. and it's like a constant string, like a revolving door of reps, and it just doesn't feel good, it doesn't play good, so on and so forth. All right, reading chat now. It's been happening more and more lately. People seem to have this mindset of play what we say or get out. Does it, in your opinion, in your experience, does it seem to be happening more once you're above like 60%? Because that's been my personal experience, is that people tend to, not always, but they tend to get more weird or overtly weird and sweaty once they get to 60 and beyond. People that have been afflicted with skyitis who cannot like at the moment that they get out of like the what I would consider to be the normal 8,000 to 9,000 XP parties, and they've just forgotten like what their XP experience has been like up until that point, and then they basically start like demanding bards and like party compositions and stuff like that. It tends to happen after like 60. There have been instances. Do not let me pull the veil over your eyes. There's been instances where, including at one point, and I shit you not, there was a warrior like in Quifum, so I'm talking about like 20 to 25, who came out to where we were, and he was like, I did not know that I was going to be expected to tank. Do you have a shield? And then I said, I do have a shield, because I try to always be prepared, right? And I trade it to him, and I'm like, just make sure that you give it back. And he, in the same window, in the same instance, he traded me 5,000. And I said, what is this? And he said, basically that it's like, it's so that he could keep me on retainer, was literally the words that he used, which I don't know if you could even use it in that context, but it felt gross to hear. And I was like, what do you mean? What does that mean? And he was like, I'm taking screenshots so that, you know, that you don't stiff me 5K. And I'm like, just take the shield. But he insisted. And then I was eating like some like meat jerky, something meat based. And he was like, why don't you eat real food? And he's trying to, I'm like, I'm fine. And he's like, no, I insist. And he traded me like carp sushi or something. And I was like, thanks, I'll let you know if I need it. And he's like, no, actually use it. I didn't end up using it. And then towards the end, he started like bashing other people in other parties. And I I forced disbanded him. And I said, I removed him from the party. And I'm like, I can't, dude. Your behavior has just been completely unacceptable. And he was like, good luck trying to get into like an endgame link shell. I've taken screenshots of all this. And I'm like, that's fine. Just do what you got to do. Here's your fish. And he's like, I'm not taking the fish back. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What is this right now? And I sent him in his D box the fish, right? I sent him the fish. The MF either did not play for like a week, or he out of some weird ego complex thing that has taken on like new and interesting forms, he deliberately let a whole slot in his smog house delivery box get taken up by this fish.
And reclusive.
Because
This man is more dangerous than he seems.
like he felt like it was gonna, like I wasn't gonna learn if I didn't. Thank you for following, Jodab. I really appreciate it. I feel bad because I had somebody come out to rep me, and then not even 5 minutes later, the leader called the party. Yeah, that'll happen. The game ate my TP. F in chat. Listen, you can have fun with this rodeo. I'm gonna go find something else to kill. Guy was nice about it though. That's good. Oh, no problem. Icy Cal sent me in here. Thank you so much. Everything is your fault, Stoic. I will never forgive you. Apt and correct. Base. That baser thing has never been said. Sometimes the XP is so juicy and vibing that people just rep themselves and it goes on and on forever. I like those. If everyone is on board with that being the experience, that is totally fine. I have no qualms with people willingly getting repped over and over again. In fact, I support it. I like those kind of parties too. In fact, the best party that I ever had happened to be in Sky. And at one point, I had gotten so much progress that I was like, I'm actually good. And I was like, I'm going to find a rep for myself. And they're like, is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's actually, this is the best party that I've ever had, hands down to date. But I just need this to stop. I need to just go do something else. Oh man, these burns are typically like that. About 55 people start getting a lot more lazy. They want the cookie cutter. Everybody has to be the same and most optimal with no deviation. A new weird thing I dealt with 2 separate warriors who weren't willing to pull. Oh, that's also the other thing, is that people get really reluctant after like 30. Like if they're capable of, I'm just gonna summarize it as this: if you are capable of throwing a pebble, you can pull. There's no reason why you would not be able to pull. The only job that should not pull, that has the capability to do so, ironically, of all jobs, is Ranger. If you're not familiar with how the hate mechanics on pulling works, evidently, pulling with like a ranged attack or whatever is like earning 70% of a evoke onto you. So it is harder than normal for the tank to pull you off. If you are capable of doing accurate high damage with your range attack, which as a ranger, ranged attacks do be kind of your bag, right? All right, let's try to squeak a. There we go. I was able to do my job. Let's go. I tainted the fish. He was forced blackmailing you. That was the weirdest way to do it. It is the weirdest way to do it, dude. The whole experience was just like, it felt creepy. It honestly, if I had to frame it any particular way, it felt like that. It felt creepy and weird. And I have an extraordinarily high tolerance for creepy and weird things, being a creepy and weird thing myself. Fish-based elitism? True. Hey, Jodaf. Just catching your thing now. Kind of sad when a Sam with a Soburo and a hobby gets kicked. That is even more psychotic, because it didn't even occur to me. I mean, I knew that. I knew that you had those things, obviously, because we partied with each other not even 24 hours ago. But for some reason, much like what I ate this morning, I no longer remember. I dispensed with the information. All right, we need to grab something else because these guys are gonna get TP in a second. Oh, new streamer, Final Fantasy 11 Horizon. I grab and growl pizza. Like watching your stream. I feel like those are emotes that I do not have. Like maybe they are 7TV emotes. I'm sure that they're very funny. Yeah, it sounds very creepy. Leveling Sam myself. I was trying to rep someone and the warrior was like, I don't have a ranged on me. I'm like, okay, no problem. I got one that you can borrow. Then they don't reply. It's like, ooh, man. You know, I would drive you to the hospital, but I kind of don't have a car right now. It's not your car, like literally behind you. Or you know what? Like I'll just borrow your. I don't know where this metaphor is going, but like you understood the vibe. It's like, ooh, I would wash the windows, but you know, I don't really have a squeegee. Oh, that's fine. I'll just let you borrow mine. Listen, I gotta go. Oh yeah, is that right? And then you strike them down with righteous fury. I need to start leaving at like 60%. Or I need to make it a habit of grabbing the stuff that is furthest away. Kind of the inverse of how you make sure that the lightest stuff is packed into the back of the moving van. And the heaviest stuff first, which is a mode of thinking that I've tried to train myself to have every single time I've moved, which is too much. And yet I proceed, and everyone else, that's as it happens, to like put all the couches and stuff all the way in the back. That's not true for this most recent iteration of me moving, though. If I have to pull, then I can't auto attack an AFK. True. That's so boring though. I have to be moving around, or I have to be doing something. For Paladin, that was me moving around and interacting with the video game that I spend hours and hours and hours and hours in. Like for Paladin, that was like cover. Cover gave me the excuse to run around. As Thief, you're constantly running around because, you know, unless the tank is helpful and tries to reposition exactly the same way every time. Hard to do. Of course it would do that. I'm just gonna... Nope, it ate my TP. Rest in pepperonis. I like your dude you're talking through. What program is that? This is VTube Studio. I had the model commission, and by the model, I mean my real appearance. This is actually me that you're seeing right now. Interestingly, VTube Studio does have models already in it. I cannot speak to their quality, but it is a free program. I will stress that it's a free program and it has models that are already in it. I paid for the payable version, which is what you do. You pay for things that you need to pay for in order to get rid of like a little watermark that is honestly very cute. But for my purposes, I did not want a watermark on my stream. So if you wanted to test it out, there's literally no reason not to do it, except, you know, for the fact that you need a webcam. That's the big one, because the program uses the webcam in order to track the frame of your face. Lighting is very helpful, but technically not required. And this in the same way that, you know, you're not technically required to wear pants. You could just go out in boxers if you wanted to, but you probably should. Me, I just go buck naked everywhere. Oh man. Okay, cool. I was looking for a model of a raccoon eating pizza for mine, if I can find one. That sounds good. Animal avatars are super cute. Kawaii even. I love your UI setup. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't think that I can innovate on it too much more. So far, for like Final Fantasy XI specifically, and the thing that I do typically at least once a stream, which is to boot up a game player that I then play up until now has been like PS2 games. It all fits snugly with each other. I think that I'm gonna have to make some sacrifices and remove some elements temporarily, aka just like making them invisible when I need to play something else that isn't Final Fantasy XI. But for FF11, you don't really need all of your screen space. So that has enabled me to have tastefully chosen but tons of information all over the screen. IMO, or at least what one other person has told me. Mine is super basic, and honestly, people are super happy with that. You don't need anything like crazy complex. You just need to be engaging and, you know, probably make funny sounds with your mouth. You know, that's what PewDiePie does, and look at him. He's doing good.
Finish him.
You're ugly. You are disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
I'm trying and growing. Good. One thing that's helped me tremendously is willfully making myself have no expectations going to each and every stream, which has helped in the sense that I, regardless of how well, according to my own internal metrics, I'm doing, I'm just happy to be doing it, and it's fun for me. The most difficult thing, other than, you know, trying to have no expectations, is talking. Some streamers don't need to really talk. Like there's other things that are, you know, built into their stream persona, as it were, that makes it unnecessary or sometimes even prohibitive to be talking the whole time. Like if you're playing like an extremely story intensive game that relies on a lot of voice acting, having the streamer never shut up could be a point of pain for some people. But I see it as a challenge. It's challenging for me. And therein lies another source of enjoyment. Do you organize your streams and playtime, or do you just stream and edit later? The most editing that I do is making sure that I go into my stream manager after each stream and export the streams to YouTube with the intro section and the outro section cut off. Because if people want to see the stream starting soon screen, they could just go onto Twitch. I have the luxury of exporting just the whole stream, absent the beginning and ends, to YouTube, because I use DMCA-less and content ID-less music. And that was a big struggle for me, was finding music that qualified as that. All right, we're just gonna... Nope. There's no way I can get away with... It's... No, dude! That's fine. I'm not gonna be able to get the hide stat off. It's just not happening. Already have to leave. I just saw that the bird's HP get expunged by 25%. I don't know if it necessarily fits your vibe or interest or what you have planned for the audio and visual mouthfeel, as it were, of your stream. But all of the music that I play is under a music publisher called Game Chops. And they have acquired the rights for remixers that are under their label to make the music that they want using known video game music, and have somehow also acquired the permission to have it be streamed or recorded with no strings, from what I can tell, and from their own description. They just want it to be available to people on like Spotify for them to stream without having to worry about it, which is a godsend. And so far it's been true. YouTube maybe flagged one erroneous song out of all of them, and it was something where like the remix version was too close to the original. I think it was like Tifa Lockhart's song or something like that. And YouTube, in error, thought that it was at least like one little bit of it was like the actual OG song, which is technically true, But because I couldn't tell the difference, and I don't want to fight with YouTube's system at all, I'm not gonna press the dispute button. I just won't unless like my back is to the wall. Other than that, I just removing that single song from the playlist. It's been fine ever since. We watched a movie on the stream the other night when I level Samurai. I don't know if, unless you like specifically secure the permission for the movie, I don't know if that's ever gonna be cool with Twitch. I mean, XQC makes more money streaming than you or I will ever see in our lives. And he tried to stream like Batman Rises or something on Kick.com of all places, and even Kick said to him like, "Hey, can you not?" And of course he did it again, like almost the day afterward. But you know, that's how the crumble cookies sometimes. That's how the turntables. So we're going off of the ISP thing that I was talking about before, because that's like the main point of contention for the day. I bought a gamer router. I will not begin to pretend to remember what the model name of it was. It's something Asus, and it has a dedicated gaming port for gamers, and I am a gamer, so I'm going to use the gamer port. So if I can fix the underlying issue with the intermittent upload strength drops, then I'm going to have the most powerful internet connection that this extremely small town that I live in has ever seen or will ever see again. They're gonna think that like I've somehow funneled South Korea-esque connectivity from South Korea directly into my home. It truly is bonkers to be like, I have to pull at 40%. Yeah, you're good. Mistakes will be made. It's all part of the growth. Everyone's been really cool so far. I have no complaints about the party at all. I don't think that there's ever going to be a time where the outside of me trick attacking, dancing, etching on the it's already almost dead. Why did I even try to go for it? It's because I have a backup flamingo right here. But I don't think anyone's been in danger. I mean, the only time that people have taken damage is like from the mini tornadoes that the birds are throwing out. Thank you for talking to me. Have a great stream and an even better day. I am constantly happy to give any kind of like help or advice that I can. So do not feel ever that you are bugging me in some way. It is impossible to bug me in that way. Now, if you sit there and I give you like a piece of advice and you're like, why? And then I explain it and then you say why? And then I explain that, you say why? Then you will get a 24-hour permanent ban. These rangers are straight abusing these birds. It's true, dude. Need a bit of rest? All these AoEs messing with me? You can rest when you're dead. This has been really good progress, man. The points per hour is starting to slow down. You can rest when you're dead. I'll give you a minute after this, I promise. The red mage needs to not engage in Mortal Kombat with the birds for a second. They probably want to go get something to drink or something else. There has to be some kind of external reason. Because they have like 290 MP. All right, let's watch while they are quote unquote resting. Okay, J Noodles. Everyone's going to the bathroom. It seems. Gonna turn on the intro game player. Gonna turn off music. These guys are probably gonna take like a 5-minute break, so this gives us enough time to check out Shadow Hearts. I have not play tested this game, by the way. I'm just assuming that it's gonna work because I expected Xenosaga to work today. It chose not to. It chose violence. So if the game is too loud, please let me know. You will be doing me more of a kindness by just telling me that it's too loud than you would if you just didn't say anything. Just prepare for blood and dick monsters is all I can tell you. That's that's my one piece of advice to you. Rouen, France, 1913. Somebody's body laid scattered in pieces as if savaged by a beast. His daughter, believed to have been traveling with him, is missing. I did not realize there wasn't going to be voice acting in this particular section of the intro movie. I forgot about that. I do remember South Manchu, autumn, that same year. I remember this train section vividly. This is a horror turn-based RPG for the PS2. I'm playing Shadow Hearts right now. Oh no, he's dapper. I did not mean to pause it. Sound seems good. I can hear you fine over it. Good. Okay. There's gonna be a lot of like metal.
It's already past 23.
Enjoy this voice acting, by the way. I did get to hear this part.
Major Tsuji, what is this about? Why the special train in the middle of the night to escort this girl to Japan? She looks pretty ordinary to me. Hell if I know. There's no telling what the big shots in Tokyo were thinking. Next time I see you know who, I'll ask her, okay?
I'm sure that the one that sounds a little bit dopey is gonna survive. Okay, maybe not. He's probably fine. That guy had a family, by the way. They're also probably fine. I'm sure they have good health insurance. All right, I'm gonna let this run in the background. They're making me pull again. Once it reaches the point where cutscening is no longer happening, then we'll pause it.
Yes, Roger Bacon. I'm honored that you remember me so well.
Oh my god.
Come along quietly, sister. A new actor in our play.
Act 4. No, not the mascot. Boy, howdy, this is a predicament. All right, time to get another one. Stuff like this, like it looks a little rough, right? Especially by today's standards. But this still looks pretty good. Kinda. It kinda looks pretty good. Right? It wasn't a huge budgeted RPG, okay? Oh my god. My frames. Frames. Hang on. Oh boy. Okay, we need to pause that, dude. That was like this. I have to test. This is why we test, guys, by the way, because that was not the internet having issues, like I explained before, something about the PS2 emulator really ticked off everything. I mean, technically it lived up to my word. We stopped when stuff was starting to happen, or like outside the cutscene realm. It did not like that. I don't know what that was, dude. Final Fantasy 11 had 20 frames. Stream got 20 frames. I got 20 frames.
Just because thou art wielding 2 katanas does not mean that thy body is not 70% mac and cheese.
Look at me, I'm helping. I'm definitely gonna do more testing once the stream ends in order to suss out if that was just like a fluke and the game trying to load PS2 level assets did not in fact bring my moderately high-powered PC to a crawl. If that's the case, I think there's something wrong with the emulation quality. It wanted to use maximum power but could not. Good cutscene though. Voice acting left something to be desired, but much like mall Chinese food, that is, it has a very crispy like B quality to it, where you could tell that it was dropped on the floor like moments before it went onto the buffet table. What that adds is like a certain texture to it that one learns to appreciate deeply. So we've been doing COP stuff, and by we, I mean me, and a group of other people that have like inadvertently become like ecstatic naturally. We've been doing COP for like 4, 5, 6 weeks, something like that, and we're now at the part where we're getting close to the airship fight. We're not going to be doing anything COP related this weekend, because we've been kind of doing 2 missions over Friday, Saturday. One of our group is electing to touch grass. Imagine.
I'm sorry.
Forefathers, one and all, bear witness!
Imagine not electing to utilize every moment or facet of your free time in order to play a game that's old enough to vote. And I mean that in the most loving way possible. So if I can stand it, we'll probably play more Thief. I know that probably comes as like a shock, but it do be true. I almost entertained eating a piece of food, but I need to like go find something else to kill like right now. My dog whining? Can't tell. She's fine. I do miss Shadow Hearts though. Possible spoilers for like a 20-year-old game, but it is really cool in the sense that it's based in like the modern day sort of. I think that it does go into the future a little bit. I don't think that it stays in the 1900s, but you get to take on a number of demonic forms on your journey to stop that dude in the top hat from what I presume to be summoning God, like the bad kind, the Promethea kind, not the Altana kind. And then he's like a very bad man and said like it's good that you do that. One thing.
This
Oh,
man
thank
is
you
more
for
dangerous
following,
than he
Rob
seems.
Cooks. I appreciate it. It has a sincerely huge impact on the channel, and it gives me a little shot of dopamine for whatever that's worth. I hear you, Bubba. I can't play with you right now. I played with you earlier. And you have a bone, and you have food, and everything. Oh, we got chain 6. That's pretty good. And there's loads of penis monsters. Loads and loads of penis monsters in Shadow Hearts. It doesn't necessarily do anything for me, the fact that they have, you know, they're just showing what their mama gave them. But for some it may, so, you know, I might have to put some Japanese censor bars on the screen. I'm assuming that it would actually pass. I joke, but I'm assuming that that would actually pass YouTube's guidelines and probably be fine. Yeah, this party's been good. Nobody's had any issues that they've said out loud. I haven't noticed anything unusual or worrisome. It's just a good bird party. Or burden. It's a good thing too, because I would hate to be a burden on a party like this. Oh man. Oh man. It's a good thing I don't wing it. You get it? Cause do you get it? Do you get it? Because the birds have wings. Everyone has TP. This thing is gonna get blown up in about like 2 seconds. No, you stink. You're wrong. Mods, 24-hour permanent ban that person. Oh wait, no, I'm the only mod. That's right. I'm kind of busy right now. Can you, Chris? Can you do me a solid and just like ban yourself or whatever for 24 hours? I appreciate it. Can you do me this one kindness? No, you can stay. It's fine.
Thank you. Bruh. Bruh, 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 bruh.
Can you believe that Armored Core 6 is coming out in how many days? In less than a month? Technically less than a month? That's crazy to me, dude. And I'm sure, just like me, you all ordered the collector's or even the premium edition for $230 and $440 respectively. Don't lie to me either, because I can tell. At least 20% of a mental computational bandwidth goes into sussing out if somebody is lying to me or not. Kind of like a reverse Pinocchio type situation. Only my nose that grows is on the inside. What a sentence that just came out of my mouth, dude. Sometimes my brain just feeds me material to say, and it gives me that. So if you're not familiar, we, as in like all the Armored Core fans of the world, have been waiting literally 12 years. For some people longer, if you did not have a PS3. Or basically like access to copies of the game. Or did not play like Armored Core 4 or 4 Answer in its heyday. Or 5, or I forget which one people had problems with. I think people had the most problems with Armored Core 4 and 4 Answer. Something about them over focusing on like the clunkiness of the whole thing. I unfortunately was not graced with the PS3. I went straight from PS2 to PS4. I don't really play Souls games, but I love AC. And they took a number of things that I recognize from the good, like some good takeaways from Dark Souls and stuff like that. I love Dark Souls personally, and to me it's all good, but I fully respect people that aren't into the Souls games. Whether it's because they can be overtly punishing sometimes, or if it's because they want like an actual story that you can glean from more than just like what the forlorn dude that laughs at the end of every sentence tells you. Day change, I think. And Armor Core has like an explicit story, so that's definitely a benefit to it. All right, we should have enough time to get Shadows back up. I asked my wife for permission to order the Collector's Edition, and it was granted for Armor Core 6. It is not worth it, IMO. But I also did not get the Collector's Edition for Elden Ring, and I still regret it to this day. You can't see it, but above my desk, there's like 1 million different Dark Souls statues, along with like one shelf that has exclusively Kirby stuff on it. Like those are the my two flavors of interest, apparently, is From Software games and Kirby, a match made in heaven. All right, we need to grab something else already. Don't mind if I deificate. But I told her, I was like, I'm gonna ask you if I can buy something that is really expensive and completely unnecessary. And I don't typically ask like that. I don't typically ask for a lot of things in general, but it's unusual for me to ask in that way like that. And she's like, okay, tell me. And I'm like, Armor Core 6 is coming out. You don't have to know what that is. All that I'm asking you is that there is a very expensive collector's edition that I very badly want. And I missed out on getting the collector's edition for that other game that you remember me playing tons of when it came out, Elden Ring. And I want it. I want it really bad. And she was like, okay, how much is it? And I'm like, I'm not joking. It's like $230. And, you know, she internally winced, I'm sure. And she was like, you really want it? And I'm like, I do, yes. And then I tried to, like, you know, soothe her pain. It's in a really ineffective way by being like, if you can believe it, there's an edition even more expensive than that for like 400 plus that I am not wanting to get. Hold after this mob. Alrighty. Good thing I'm the one thief that checks chat. Not a real statement, don't yell at me. I Viper bit. I don't know why. That's a good question. Moon phase is coming. Got some testing to do. Okay. Holding. Let me try to see if this is gonna freak out. Okay, if I'm gonna start hemorrhaging frames, do not panic. I'm turning on the emulator. Oh yeah, that's doing it. That's doing it. It does not like this game. Why doesn't it like this game like this? It didn't act like this when... P-Stuff is rep in zone. Take care, guys. Okay. See all peace. Hello. Oh, it's a bard. Okay. It's interesting that they grabbed a bard. I don't necessarily know why they grabbed a bard. Probably because it was a bard. Like if you see a bard, you grab a bard. Like those are your options. Why does it not like this? Why does it not like this game like this? We might have to play front mission instead if I can't figure this out. No, don't. No, it's gonna make my game hemorrhage, dude. Settings. Graphics. Okay, I'll mess with this later. I'm gonna run ads. If you're not familiar, I'm a Twitch affiliate. Twitch, in all of its wisdom, forces Twitch affiliates and above to run ads. They can be up to 90 seconds. They can be shorter. They can be longer. I'm gonna press the button. I'm gonna go to the little Stoics room and check on my dog. I will be right back momentarily. Just bear with me. And then we get an hour of consumable stream where there's no ads. Huzzah. BRB. All right, we are back. So apparently I need to do some research on Shadow Hearts running properly for the intra-game player. I had taken it as read, and it is incumbent upon me to make sure they don't do this, that Shadow Hearts was going to run as well, if not possibly better, than Xenosaga. Or Xenosaga, outside of like a shimmering bar of light that you don't experience literally at all, because of the way the strategic way that they've placed some of like the side border elements and stuff like that. It's run totally fine. Shadow Hearts cutscene, totally fine. The intro, like the main menu, totally fine. It's when the cutscene ended that it rendered upon my GPU such an apocalyptic level of use that it couldn't parse it. No 3070 has ever been asked to run Shadow Hearts before, and that's on me. I didn't ask if it was comfortable with running Shadow Hearts. I just assumed, and you know what assuming does? It makes me an ass. Oh. I can keep pulling if you'd like me to, peace. If you'd prefer to, I'm happy to. Looks like Peace wants to pull, which is fine. I'm fine with that. Blah, blah, blah. This stupid robot man guy in a toga. Never shutting up. He's always saying something every 4 to 5 seconds so that his chatters don't lose their primary source of dopamine for the evening. imagine the audacity thinking that I'm the main dopamine source when you're definitely watching the animes on the side. What do you got going on, huh? What do you got going on your main screen right now? You can tell me. You can tell me in confidence. I don't think it's weird. I think you're very normal for wanting to watch Hamtaro. Yeah, stop talking, bald man robot, and just do your job. Start sneak attacking things. Yeah, stop talking, God. I have you and Armel up at the moment. Armel is pretty cool. I definitely am missing out and not watching his streams more. Partly because the times that I am capable of watching him is when I am also streaming myself, or I'm stuck at work. So, you know, that's the unfortunate side effect of contributing to the economy. He doesn't talk much. He's very reserved. I've heard good things about him, though. You know, sometimes you just want a break from a lore background TBD robot philosopher man who just literally never shuts up about how his 3070 can't handle Shadow Hearts from early 2000. And you just want to see a guy that is very well geared, knowledgeable about the game, just spank mobs for a bit. Coming from someone who hums and sings to fill the silence. The thing is, though, is that you have and I'm not debating you when I say this. You have a nice voice. So like you are well within your rights to smoke them if you got them, because you definitely got them. Damn, nice you have a ranger tank. We had 3 ranger tanks before. One of them left and replaced themselves with a bard. You also have grade A music, grade S music even, on your channel.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Shut up, Yame. Why would you spend points like that? Aren't you always coming on to me? Coming after me? That's not the combination of words I intended to use, but, you know, we all have to have a Freudian slip sometimes. Are you always coming after me about the fact that you want more coins, huh? You're just like, I'm gonna, aura. You're always trying to get on my case about the coin economy. I facilitate it. Granted, I'm basically like Ubisoft, where they're like, well, you don't have to buy the experience points boosters. You just can if you want to in order to save yourself time. Is there anything necessarily preventing me from making everything borderline free? Like L does? No. Will I? Absolutely not. I gotta keep you strung along with my stupid stream challenges. Love the goals today. Survive my ISP. I've been telling you. It is with great. I don't know if how long Heart in particular has been listening, or anyone that cares really. You mean no one? Shut up. God. Xenosaga may not be a thing for a bit until I can figure out the source of my save state no longer agreeing to be played. While I did not lose a huge amount of progress in the grand scheme of things, I am unwilling to get myself back to where I was just because I updated my emulator. So I tried to get Shadow Hearts to work, and that did work for a bit, because who doesn't love turn-based horror RPG with gratuitous ding-dong monsters in it? I'm gonna hold on to my TP if you don't mind. Just gonna hold on to my TP. But like, apparently as soon as I got out of the cutscene, which is honestly better than I remembered, my relatively high-powered PC was just like, I don't know what this shit is. I've never seen this before. proceeded to almost give up, so, you know, maybe there's like an accuracy error, or I just can't play that. Oops, wasn't paying attention and fished a monster. Survived my ISP, I've been telling you. My ISP is dog shit too. One of the reasons I can't play Final Phase 14 at the moment. Xenosaga good. Alright, I'm ready. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. I'm ready. I'm ready to weapon skill. I should honestly just use it at this point. It's already gone. I don't want to hold on to 3,000 of TP and whatnot. No, Xenosaga, it's true, dude, and I felt bad about it. I was trying to be a good boy, and every time that you boot up the emulator, it prompts you. It says, hey, we just did a pretty sizable upgrade to the emulator. Would you like to download it? And I'm like, sure, my stuff's running fine, but you guys know what you're doing. And then you try to boot up the save state, and it was like, lol, what save state? Lol, haha, yes, die trash.gif. It just said no. It just said you are no longer allowed to play unless you... It gave me two options, actually. The first option was, if you can believe it, was not to go F myself, which is what I thought it was going to say. First option was to roll back the stable release to a earlier release, and then save the game on the in-game memory card, and then make it a habit of doing that, and then save stating based off of that, and using the memory card as kind of like a freak fallback save state saver. If it goes wrong again, you know? I want to hear Stoic sing the ending song. I love Xenosaga. I think Xenosaga's OST was the first one that I ever legitimately purchased. Come to think of it, I think that's true. I don't think I'm making that up. That's what my brain is telling me, and it wouldn't just lie to me like that in front of a live studio audience. So I play Steve like he's chugging Adderall? What do you mean? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? I have to move around constantly. On Paladin, I was able to move around literally all the time because I was like one of the only Paladins on the server that actually moved to cover people. So like I need to keep mashing. This is like a Korean StarCraft tournament for me, dude. Hey, guys, my beef's tweaking. He ain't never gonna stop either, man. It's because he's full. He's high. He's high on life and Mountain Dew Baja Blast energy drink version. Not sponsored. Xenosaga 3 is one of the best game soundtracks I've ever heard in my life. I remember some tracks from it, and I know this is going to sound ultra cursed, but I haven't played it before. I think once I got about halfway through Xenosaga 2 and how much of a great value brand vanilla version of a Xenosaga 1 that game is, I wanted to know what happened in Xenosaga 2, but not to the point that I wanted to finish it, which is a mistake because Xenosaga 3 apparently is on equal, if not better quality than Xenosaga 1 was. I mean, I'm sure that in the Year of Our Lord, where we have plentiful access to YouTube videos that are basically can be summed up as Xenosaga 2 the movie, I'm sure I could just watch a YouTube video to get caught up with the events between Xenosaga 2 and 3, right? That should be something that I can do. Will be something that I can do. What food you eat today? It's all been sushi. I would say that on or after level 50 is the point that I typically consider swapping from sushi or from meat-based products like the rice dumpies to full-on accuracy food. It also gives me a ton of dexterity and agility, both, you know, flavors of the Thieves like main food group. And it's been nice. I actually am also wearing accuracy gear, which is typically not recommended to eat pure accuracy food with accuracy gear, but I want to get minimum 90% actual hit rate, and I can't seem to get that right now unless I equip accuracy gear with accuracy food. Please, God. I don't even know if that landed on him right, dude. I think on the server, the way cover is broken is that it still works on the target as long as both people stand still. Somebody told me, erroneously, by the way, somebody told me that you could use cover on somebody else regardless of where you are in relation to them and have it still work. Unless we were testing that wrong, it did not work that way for me. In my experience leveling Paladin to 75, I had to be within like a 15-degree radius of being in front of the dude that I'm trying to protect in order for it to actually work. I think 3 is the best period out of that saga. It also calls it through the third one too. Okay, that's actually good intel. I did not know that. I hate 2 because the animation style and them not reusing the same VA. Is that what's wrong with Momo's voice? Is that why Momo sounds like that? No, just stay still. Just stay still. I want to do my job, dude. So let me do, now it already ate my TP. It's already... Sorry, it's already sad flute time, man. Where is it? Give it to me. I need it. That's not the right one, but it's... Same vibe. Oh, man. I don't know. Did they keep the same VA for Albedo in 2? I don't actually know. I mean, he sounded suitably creepy throughout the entirety of Xenosaga 1, so it would definitely be a huge loss if they changed out his voice actor. Did they bring back the same voice actors in 3? Do you remember? Maybe they fix it then? They do a bunch of under-the-hood fixes? Yeah, I mean, it's been literally 3-4 weeks plus since I last played Paladin in a party setting. But I do remember it working the way that I remember it intending to. And maybe it was that badly broken where you could, as long as the person that you were covering stood still, you could be in any angle in relation to them and actually still have it do the stuff that it was supposed to. Even though it's purely unnecessary, I'm gonna shadow back up just in case. Not Momo's, I think. I hated Momo's VA in the first. What, you didn't like Momo's VA in the first one? Them fighting words. Pardon me while I... Pardon me. No. Nope. No, I was gonna... Oh, I completely forgot that. I completely forgot that I had a short novel for my exclamation point lurk. Hello. Goodbye, Sparkles. Momo's VA is the same in 2 or 3. What didn't you like about Momo's voice actor? Is it because she's like a little babby robot? Is it because you just don't like her because she's a robot? Is that right? Disgusting. I can't believe you're like this. I thought I knew you better. Yes. Which part? Or is it all? Is it? She's just like a little babby robot that's trying to figure out who she is in this wide world galaxy. I like Momo in 3. She's like the best magic user. She does. Maybe it's more than like a spiritual reference, and I keep mentioning it every time it comes up, and I apologize for that. But she does remind me of Marguerite, aka Margie, from Xenogears. If we can't get Shadow Hearts to behave, we'll probably play Xenogears instead, to be honest with you. I would be willing to go back to Xenosaga, but a poll was already run for it earlier, and it was decided that people, at least for now, would like to go back, or would like to try a different game other than Xenosaga, even if I'm able to salvage the inaccessible save state situation. Understand, I am going to still try to salvage it. If I can make it work, I'm going to. Alright, put me in, coach. So you do the thing. Try to do it. Let's see if we can get it off. Nope. No, dude. There's no way. Can I still do it? Ooh, we got it! Amazing. Ooh, look at that. Look at those juicy numbers. 1100, no problem.
Moshi, motherfucker.
Mystic power, grant me a miracle, uwu. Uwu.
So I'm not giving up on Xenosaga completely. I was just caught very off guard and with no time to try to parse the situation properly before the stream. Typically, the way that I operate, the way I run this shindig, as it were, is that I save at least 15 minutes before the actual starting student screen in order to try to catch if there's any extremely weird or unfortunate things that might be happening with my sounder setup. And then assuming that everything seems to be okay, and 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard or regional equivalent rolls around, I then start tinkering with things to the background and getting drinks. Like I might get some peppermint mocha creamered coffee or, you know, Great Value Brand sparkling water. You know, I might go in the bathroom and do my hair. The joking implication is that I don't have any hair, which is true because I buzz it. It's just easier for me to not have to deal with it whatsoever, instead of paying what I believe is like $20, $25 for the opportunity for somebody to do what I was going to do anyway. Ayaya. Gonna look for a bit, have to focus in Limbus. Goodbye. I hope that you have a very good Limbus. May the, as they say, the Limbussy ever be in your favor. Hopefully, the drops that you get will get you, as they say in street colloquialisms, get you acting up, or perhaps make you down bad. May your cooperation be as rizzed as you are. I don't know why I disengaged. I think it's because I was, for a moment there, I believed that I was still the puller. That is not the case. That's not the case in the slightest. Yeah. Oh, this one new? I love that one. I wish that the shaking... I wish the shaking of it was a little bit stronger. I used the easy animate function of Twitch to make it shake around like that. Maybe it is the right level of shakiness, and, you know, you are your own worst critic after all. I don't know why, but I wanted to say Chronicles of Riddick. Where did that come from? What's my brain trying to do to me, dude? Also, agreed. Art. I'm gonna make an above average effort not to out you. But yes, I agree. 100%. Strong, I don't know. I mean, Chronicles of Riddick is still like a cult classic, isn't it? It's right up there with Firefly. I've not seen Firefly in probably over a decade, but, you know, people are still trying to make a revamp of that happen. There was also a Firefly 4 game that I believe was released semi-recently. Anything that you can do to make what is old new again. Come to think of it, I think that's the right level of shakiness. There is like a Better TTV Let's Go emote that I shamelessly stole that from and then recolored and gave it like a glowing red eye to seem like it's coming screaming at you. I used it in M's stream while she was playing Final Fantasy IX to simulate as if I was like screaming Kupo along with like a 1,000 emotes fan of that. It's like this. Hang on. Like she'd jump on a chocobo, and I would be like this. Have a good lurk, Yame. I hope that you're feeling better. By the way, I do think about it, and I hope that you have. I hope that you are fine. I'll just leave it at that. Because I don't know, maybe I care or something. Who knows? I'm officially starting my Sundari arc today. I'm gonna start saying people's names completely in full from here on out. Oh man. If you've enjoyed the stream so far and you think that it is dank and or elite and you have not followed yet, doing so has a outsized impact on the channel. It helps it tremendously in more ways than you might realize. But I'm just glad that you're here, ultimately. It would be pretty sad if I'm not able to salvage Xenosaga, thinking about it. Let's try to get some marksmanship skills in here. They're doing things to it that give it... oh, I don't even have food on, dude. I'm the worst. Something is giving it attack down, but we can give it a defense down too. That is something that we're capable of doing. It just so happens that I'm skilling up on this, and I may or may not play Ranger after finishing Thief. I have not decided yet. One of your ranges is using demon arrows. It's always going to get attacked down. This sounds like a silly question. Perhaps it's not. You can have attack down and defense down work off the same mob, right? It's not like a Bio-Dia situation where only one can be live at the same time. I've been wanting to play Ranger ever since I was on Eden, actually. So it just so happens that I'll be making a point, for better or worse, to use guns throughout, because that would be fun and funny for me. So I can basically T-pose like Bastoken supremacy on everyone that I come across. Because, you know, we have guns or whatnot. Alright, I'm ready. Somebody do something. Somebody can't do anything. I'm just gonna do it. I have the... It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Did 882 anyway. I looked at that. Everyone's TP was like 500. I've always found Ranger interesting. On Eden, I was a blue mage basically from the time that I had access to it, and the same is almost assuredly going to be the case on this server once Treasures of Ottergon comes out. Assuming that they don't butcher my boy. I don't want to see it released and then be like, what did they do to my boy? I'll be happy if they don't nerf Headbutt, which is probably not going to be a thing. All right, we're just going to take some shots. We don't need to chase it around. We work hard enough as is. What was I saying? Ooh, look at that. What was I saying? I don't even know. Oh yeah, if Treasures of Ottergon doesn't release for a while, then I'll just, I don't know, who knows? If I'm feeling frisky, if I feel like walking in L's shadow, or Mithra and Mega Mommy Milker's shadow, then I don't know, maybe I'll play Ranger a little bit and see if it does anything for me. Jesus? What? I missed it? I missed what they're referring to? Maybe the fact that I just died relatively fast? I think additional effects attack down and defense down should stack, yes. It occupies a special defense down slot thing, similar to Engen and whatever. I don't know what Engen is. Is it a food or like a sex thing, or maybe both? Some people are into that. I'm not. I like to keep. I like to keep my my flavors of. I use the Viper Bite, and I do not mean to. Probably because I'm still used to reaching for slot 2 and 3. I stab. I jab. I mean, Thief's been decently fun, but I am very much looking forward to doing literally anything else. I enjoyed Paladin all the way up to 75. Thief feels more of like an obligation to me, certainly, than Paladin did. I enjoyed the aspect of protecting other people while also keeping hate the majority of the time, except for this one time in Bane Camp, where I was in a 64 to 67 party, and everyone was like endgame geared already. And while my gear was good, nothing could have prepared me for the absolute lack of hate economy that I was projecting. No matter what I did, no matter what equipment I swapped to, no matter how hard I blew my cooldowns, I could not keep hate for more than like 20 seconds. For like 3 hours. I was basically like a heavily armored white mage. Oh shit. Rest in peace, dude. Sad attention on it. Rest in pepperonis. So, one of the Rangers died after getting hate for approximately 0.5 seconds. It appears the Flamingo double hit her and then did a 500 damage hell dive, taking her from like 800 down to nothing instantly. You're good. I don't think anyone predicted you'd get almost 800 damage worth of attacks. I've seen some DDs without shadows die to that too. I mean, you would think that she was a Taru, not a Mithra. Like, Mithras don't have like the most health in the world, right? But they don't have the least. Burn soul attack. I mean, just a dabble do ya. If I can't get Shadow Hearts to work properly on the emulator, the only other games I have currently on the PS2 are what is it? Wild Arms Alter Code F, which, as I'm sure you remember, is the PS2 remake of Wild Arms for the PS1 with some changes. And although I'm very interested in that, I don't know if anyone else has as much, like, I mean, that's not, I can't really follow that train of thought, right? Because people don't necessarily remember much about Shadow Hearts either, so that's not exactly a leg to stand on, is it? But I have been thinking about playing Shin Megami Tensei 5. And I should have enough computational power after my capture software and Final Fantasy 11 and Spotify and the emulator to run it probably at 60 frames per second, 1080p. It crashed a lot when I last played it, but then again, the emulators made some pretty serious advances since. Hume Samurai just toasted, so Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator released 3 days ago. I'm having more fun with it than I thought I would. It's basically like the functional adult equivalent to playing with like a bag of like toy soldiers that you'd buy from Walmart for like $5, you know? Except like they move around on their own, so like you don't have to rely on a childlike imagination in order to make the tiny stickmen blow up other tiny stickmen. Maybe I was gonna toss a shot here and there, but probably not a good idea. She would probably be fine. Biofast? Let's go on the ground. Don't you have like a gamer bottle or something? Who doesn't? Alright, let me see if I don't even know what would. I'm gonna do some independent research on the side. Professional streamer here. I'm gonna try to see if there's an issue with Shadow Hearts specifically for the emulator that I'm using. 2013, 2011. Most important thing is the CPU. My CPU is not. My CPU is not underpowered, so it's probably not the CPU. Somebody said I'm capped to 30. And nobody answered. Very good. 2009. Somebody says, so this is really weird. The game runs 60 FPS in the FMV movies. Try using software mode. Says Seinfeld X. January 16th, 2009. I don't know. I feel like this is a more involved issue than I expected. That's so strange. I love that for me. Shadow Hearts works, but you find it's one of the slower running games out there. It says Wing Spirit, January 14th, 2008. Okay, let me see if there's an actual compatibility list and if like the issue is just inherent to it. Front Mission 4 works good. PCS X2 compatibility. Check that out. Compatibility. Shadow Hearts. Says it's playable. Is it? Is it playable? Slow down. Game is very GPU intensive in hardware mode, causing the game to run at a very slow frame rate. We're waiting on the, in case you're wondering what's happening, we're waiting on the ranger that got double tech critted it straight into a weapon skill, like getting fucking juggled in Street Fighter into oblivion. Config video GS. I'm assuming game settings is what it's talking about. Graphics settings. Plugin settings. Software mode. Okay, so I change it from Vulkan to software. Is that going to make it look really shitty? It is going to make it look really shitty. It's going to make it look like it's on the original PS2. Now it runs great. Can I not? Can I have a different option, please? I mean, to you guys, it's basically the same as like seeing it on like a Nintendo Switch like screen. Like the fact that the screen is smaller is like a non-issue. Yep, I'm good. Everybody's good. I'm ready. Send it. Got about 45 minutes left in me. I will find a rep when it gets closer. Honestly, I'm sure that they're probably thinking to themselves, now that we have a bard, why do we need you, Stoic? It's because I'm the guy. I'm the streamer guy. You gotta have a streamer in your group, right? Everybody loves a streamer. You know, we stream, I stream, you stream. Everybody streams. You can see yourself on the stream. You're like, man, it looked cool. My streamer compliments me on my pulling techniques. Oh my god. That's how you sound. Is anyone on Discord? Let's take a look. There's some people on Discord. Where is he? Hello?
Hello? Hello?
This is a recorded line.
Okay. What's up, brother?
Oh, you know, just stabbing hundreds of birds. systematically depopulating an entire species. What about you?
Well, I mean, obviously, with how quickly they come back, it's necessary.
Yeah, that's true. Basically like pruning bushes, right? And these are some pretty big bushes, you know what I mean?
I am watching a bunch of French soldiers get absolutely dumpstered on by some ostriches. And they did too, they got wrecked. Oh man.
There is something just inherently fun about watching like a million Roman soldiers try to fight like 5 American World War II tanks.
Yeah.
And being like, can they actually do it? Did they add like a story mode, or is it just like a sandbox type thing?
They do have a mission mode, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Egyptian warriors. Let's see how they do. I'm basically putting like 100 of each unit versus 100 ostriches and just seeing how it works out.
I mean, the ostriches should win, right?
It depends on the unit. But I will say they put a lot of detail into the unit models this time around. Because Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 1, they looked okay, but they weren't amazing. But in the second release, they actually look really good. Like they're very detailed units for what it is.
Did you know, and this is real, that at one point the ostrich population got so out of control in Australia that the Australian army was asked to try to deal with it, and they gave up because they couldn't sustain the amount of bullets that they needed to actually bring down all the ostriches.
Wow.
If you look up like the ostrich war in YouTube, there's like a overly, I think the channel's name is Overly Simplified or something, that did a whole video on it.
Oh, the ostriches got the wraparound. It's over.
Oh my god, please.
The Egyptian warriors are done. They are getting dumpstered on. They put up a better fight than the French soldiers did.
Yeah, say they killed quite a few of them.
Yeah, they'll probably get them down to right about half.
Finally, a historically accurate depiction.
Oh, dude, the French and British soldiers got dumpstered, dude. It was fucking sad.
It is a great way to solve some of life's greatest mysteries, right?
Oh, and
like what is stronger, a ostrich or a shrimp man?
Where was it at? Evil. I have to show Cal this. Fucking puppet terrorist.
Yeah, they're great.
Dude, oh my god. Like, what fucking drugs were they on? Look at this shit.
They're like, Akimbo Elmos.
Akimbo Elmos.
Fuck with me, Elmo.
What are you doing, Cal, besides being a big ol' hunk of grade A man meat?
Sending my mod house rejecting party invites.
Oh, on Bard. Why aren't you /anoning? Is it because it's like a power thing?
Well,
or you're like
he enjoys rejecting people.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
He's
I would
like,
actually
yeah,
take a party, but LTL asked me to party in like an hour.
I could party with you, but I'm like busy doing literally anything else. Eye rolls. And you say eye rolls.
Deep into my Google.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm skilling up boredom. Sorry.
Yeah.
Should ask them. Do you have a bard?
Yeah. When you double up, you get 4 songs, right? If you double up parts. Yeah. Oh.
You do, but don't let the population know this.
No. Oh, I've already been going to double bard parties in Sky.
No double bard. My mom says I shouldn't play with trash.
I'm ready to sad of these
These
rangers.
We just fixed the garbage disposal.
Sounds fun. I've been watching your parties, so
yeah.
There's a lot going on. You can judge me all you want. I'll let you know the moment I give an F. Wow, that's like the first full SATA into a hide that I've been able to pull off, man. Normally it's just bouncing around like crazy. It was worse with 3 Rangers.
I hate trying to set up SATA with Rangers in the party. It's such a pain in the ass.
Well, the Egyptian spearmen got wrecked.
I'm gonna be honest, chat. If I can't get the Shadow Hearts to run using like PC elitist-esque graphics, I'm probably not gonna play it, and then we'll just play Shin Megami Tensei 5 instead during downtime.
Alright, 200 ostriches versus Action Man.
Majority finished Xenosaur.
I didn't actually.
Looks like.
I updated my emulator because I thought I was being a good little robot doing so, and it told me after I tried to load the save state that the save state was incompatible with the current version, which didn't even occur to me as a possibility. And it told me that my option was to roll back the emulator, save the game in like using the in-game memory card system, and then update the emulator and then load up the memory card save and then save state if I want to.
Wow, John Wick is a backpedaling asshole. John Wick, please.
But I ran a poll earlier in the stream, and people said that they like the classic game route. They just wanted to see a different game for a bit. So I'm not giving up on Xenosaga. I just have to fix the problem first, and I'll bring it back probably after a bit.
It's the only problem I've ever had with like emulators. Is there's all kinds of like bullshit you have to go through.
Yeah. It's been, so far it's been pretty plug and play. They've gotten pretty advanced, but this is the first time that I was like, I'll just load up my game save like way in advance. It's not gonna have any issues, but I'll just check it and make sure it's good. And to me, it's a good thing I did too, because otherwise, you know, you would have seen my live reaction.
Just want to point out how much health Chuck Norris has.
Right.
Yeah.
Fucking
wreck them.
I'm ready to be me.
For real. Put him against the T-Rex.
Oh, he'd win easily.
Oh yeah.
Morris is just that overpowered bullshit thing.
Yeah.
Nikola Tesla.
Just like shoot lightning bolts or something.
That's probably what it's gonna end up being, yeah.
Ooh, attack down, fence down. Don't mind if I do.
Oh, he's got some kind of gun.
Stop running.
What? Oh.
Oh, geez.
Are they even moved? Pretty sure Tom's entire PC just crashed. You couldn't handle it.
I mean, once you get addicted to seeing how much stuff you can have on screen at once.
Yeah. It wasn't really all that nuts. It was only like 1 versus like 1,000 or something like that.
It's on 1.0 release, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Interesting. We've already achieved our goal of 64.5. So anything else is just a bonus. I love this song so much, man. It makes me want to play Persona 5, and I've had the Royal Edition for like a year, and I have not played it. I played the original one on like hard mode because I'm like a gamer or whatever. And
my internet ticked on and off again.
but I've not played the Royal version, and I know that I'm missing out because it has like it's streamlined a bit, and you get a whole new semester to do school activities in.
I've never played any of the Persona games.
Get out of my chat.
I'm just not. I don't know. I've never checked them out. They look alright. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really into the anime thing, man.
Do you hear this way this guy is talking to me?
I'm just saying. Like, I watch anime, but
How
like,
dare you have different? No, you can't cover up for yourself. The truth has been revealed. No, you're fine. You're allowed to not like the same things. It's fine.
No, not in America.
Am I back now?
Oh yeah, no, that's true.
You are in fact back.
Oh, okay.
But my
You've been
favorite.
back. I watched you blow up a bunch of us.
Oh, okay.
They only had the one season and then one episode for the second season, and then that was the end of that.
For which one?
Dead Man Wonderland.
Oh yeah, I like that. I read the manga, so I got to finish it because I watched the anime and I was like, oh man, I went and read the manga because I was pissed off.
I've been wanting to rewatch 86 because I feel like being sad.
Boy.
It's a good anime. You should watch it, especially if you like being sad.
I like how this guy is called Laser Knight because they couldn't say Jedi because then they'd have to pay money.
Oh yeah. You should wreck us. What you think, right?
Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
He is wiping them out pretty easy though.
Or not.
He's like glass cannon type, you know. Like he killed like 6 with one
Xander's
swipe.
afraid.
The force was not strong with that one.
Yeah. What else we got?
Annie Oakley. Alright, sure. Right.
It did not occur to me that I was going to get a full level and a half when I started today. I'm starting to develop skyitis.
He's gonna do like this John Wick shit, right? And just hit, dive, and dodge.
She's just gonna backpedal, yeah. I don't know, for some reason she's firing into the fucking sky.
She's not hitting anything. Oh, Jesus.
Never mind.
Nice.
They were just out of range.
Yeah. Like, they're giving up. They're not even chasing her. Like,
I have a dilemma. I'm all out of buffalo chicken lunch meat. I don't know what to do.
Get more buffalo chicken lunch meat.
I can't. The Mennonite country store is closed.
Ask them if they've tried being open right now.
I would do that. Although they do have a sign on their door that says, "We appreciate modesty. Long sleeves, please." And I go out in my Daisy Dukes and pretty much nothing else, so they don't like it when I come around.
oh,
Then I walk up to the counter and I lean in, right? And I'm like, oops, sorry, I dropped my wallet. And then I turn
like,
around.
look over your shoulder when you pick it up.
Yeah. No, I look down between my legs and like make eye contact. Oopsie doodles. And then they start getting the vapors, dude. And then I'm out of there. Cause I'm just doing it for the thrill, man. I'm not looking to have anything happen. With the Mennonites.
They're like basically Amish, right? I mean,
this is probably not all encapsulating, but they're like Amish people that don't find issue with technology.
yeah.
Amish people have come a long way in general in that they do like work with technology, but nowhere near the degree that Mennonites have. Because I think that, and I'm risking talking about stuff that I have no personal familiarity with, But the Amish have like a specific day, from what I remember from like a documentary that I watched like 14 years ago, where it's like a coming of age type thing. It's an event.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah.
And they're like, you can go out into the world and do literally anything that you want. You can go anywhere. You can wear anything. You can talk any way you want. You can whatever activities you want to get into, as long as it's not illegal, go for it. And once you come back, you then have to decide if you want to be like live an Amish lifestyle or basically be banished.
Right, yeah, you can't ever come back. Dude.
You can't ever come back. Nobody acknowledges you as like a family member. The society that you grew up with just ceases to acknowledge your existence. I don't know if it's that severe, but that's the way that it was framed.
I mean, if you've ever seen like any documentaries about it, yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, they have like, I don't know when it is exactly. It's like their 15th birthday or something. They're allowed to just go out and go bonkers.
Yeah.
And then they have to just make a decision. It's either stay or leave forever.
It's just really crazy to think about. That's like such an insane amount of pressure on somebody that is very young.
And like they haven't experienced any of it like slowly over time to see like, you know, what exactly is okay to do and what's not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just go out and just go fucking hog wild. Just fucking I don't know.
You're like,
Seems like
yeah,
it's a little
tonight
bit
I'm gonna
nuts.
put a banana on my head.
And you know, people that are like living like around those communities in the cities, when they see Amish people out doing that shit, they're like, dude, we have to go get that guy and hang out with him. You know, you would want to, right? I mean, I would want to. I'd be like trying to give him acid and shit.
Ow.
Definitely.
Died, zombie. Aha, oh shit.
Oh, somebody apparently died.
Nah!
It happens.
Zombies, no!
Rescue mission has been called.
Oh,
Fatality.
the goddamn Mongolians could not defeat the zombies.
So what you're saying is Genghis was a con?
I get it.
He was a con artist. That's kind of funny.
Fuck you, Stoic. I'm hilarious.
That's kind of. I exhaled briefly out of my nose. That's good.
Brrr.
I don't know if anybody knows, because imagine playing Final Fantasy 14 over Final Fantasy 11. That's just a joke. I support people that do. But do you think that anybody plays in the Gold Saucer? Like, have they added any games to it in Final Fantasy 14?
I have no
I used to do it all the time.
Because I remember them releasing like a League of Legends knockoff using minions. It's like a little strategy game.
Lord of Verminion.
Yeah, I wonder if anybody plays that. As I was interested in that, I had quite a few minions, but never got into it.
I did the Chocobo Mario Kart racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did Chocobo racing all the time. I think I still have my maxed out 4-star Chocobo.
Didn't they have Chocobo Racing in Final Fantasy 11? Am I just misremembering, or was it just
they
all
did. They did.
Chocobo Racing?
But it was.
Okay.
It was. There was racing too, but it was like versus AI. There was no player versus player.
I gotcha. Were you writing it, or were you just placing bets on your own Chocobo?
I don't think you rode it. I think you just like it's like a horse race basically. But no jockeys. I don't even know if you really won. Like, it wasn't really worth winning money on it. Like, it was more for like your Chocobo skills to make them faster and dig better and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a kill. I got 2 kills.
Probably the most messed up thing they've ever done in Final Fantasy 11 to date, or probably forever after, is that I went full tilt into Chocobo Racing, right? I was one of the first people that set up at least in Bastock, that set up a vendor or a bazaar inside the stables, and I sold carrots and stuff like that for probably 100 times higher than they were actually worth. And I made an insane amount of money, dude. People had so much disposable income that they were just dumping into me Oh, don't phrasing. Lots of phrasing.
Yeah, definite
Over and
phrasing
over
there.
again, just dump it away in me, dude. Just night after night.
Viciously.
That is Stoic's prom story.
Never holding back, never saying anything. They just went in, did the business, and got out. Anyway, so I, reserved my best stock for my own chocobo, and I was like, with the amount of effort that I'm putting into this thing, it's probably going to be like a blue chocobo or a black chocobo or maybe even like a gold one. Maybe it'll be like shiny and gold. You know what the audacity of this thing to be? It was just the default yellow
Like
color.
standard yellow.
It was the standard yellow.
The black ones were cool. They were like bigger and shit.
Yeah.
I had a black one.
And the reason why it was so messed up was not because I was overcharging people that were so desperate to get their hands on anything Chocobo Racing related. It's because after it grew up and it chose to be the default color, I just never went back to it. I effectively abandoned it forever after that.
Release it into the wild.
Yeah. That probably would have been better to do than just letting it starve in the stables, actually, on reflection. I basically made it into like a Tamagotchi that you care for, and then you throw it in a drawer, and then you come back like 3 years later, and the battery is still working, and the screen is covered in little JPEG poops.
Forgot all about those fucking things.
Right.
Oh, man.
I never really had one, though.
They were neat.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I had an actual pet, so I didn't care for that.
I don't understand how these guys knew that this dead dude was all the way south. I thought he was within, like, glancing distance. Alright, let me keep messing with my PS2 emulator. Alright, I'm gonna show chat what this looks like. Let me see what it looks like for myself. It doesn't look that bad on your screen. The aliasing makes me want to throw up a little bit. It's not terrible. It's not great. There's got to be a way to fix that. About automatic. Okay, did it like that? No, everything else is chugging. I went down to 20 frames per second. Oh no, it's chugging. It does not like this. Undo it. Why would it not like that? OpenGL? Is this fine? No, it hates that even more.
Oops.
That is psychopathic.
What
Thanks
emulator
for
are you running?
party. Who knows, dude? I might be able to stand playing Shadow Hearts, and I'm almost tempted to just play Shin Megami anyway. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll try to figure out what's going on with Xenosaga, and therefore make myself the Senate because there was a poll asking for a different game, and I chose Xenosaga anyway. This is not democracy. As they said, the one guy, the main character said in Walking Dead. Oh. See. 63, 67. Duel with Samurai? Okay, no, Samira. Okay, grab that person. Level sync. Party. Need it. Position. You'll be repping repping me. I just want a break. Party's been good. Good. And by the time that this person comes out, if they do respond to me, it will be time for us to spread our wings and fly. I'm gonna hop out of Discord for now. I'll see you guys later.
All right, man.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, bye. Oh boy. Oh, chatty chat. Are you serious? This guy is fucking asking me what the party comp is. Never mind. No, I'm not. No. No. Why would you ask what the... Why would you ask what the party composition is, dude? It's a party that you get experience in. You've been told it's great. Just take the dub, dude. Just take the dub, man. Low level sync 63 party. Do you need it? Position, you'll be repping me. Parties, good. Just gotta go. Let me add this person to the blacklist. Blacklist expands. It takes another. Add. What is it? No, that's not it. Just sure. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Awesome. Let me know when you're in zone. We're at the darkness camp. Imagine dragons. Imagine that you are waiting for a party as a monk, and you are presumably bored out of your mind. You might be farming something. You might be watching the animes on the side. You might be, I don't know, like practicing like your yoga, or like working on your knitting or something, and you get a tell, and it says, would you like a party in Sky where the party has been good? It's been great. There is a tank. It's Nin. Kate is bouncing around, but people have shadows. I'd honestly go Nin if IMO. Okay. So you get an invite to go and do the thing. You've been told that the party is great, and that the only reason that you're leaving is because you just need to go do something else. And then you ask that person what the party composition is. So you are basically saying that unless the world, which, mind you, is comprised of other individual sentient beings, and that you need to play with, and then you ask them what the party composition is. Like, it's tilting me. It sounds like it's tilting me more than it actually is, and that might also sound like cope. But it's just staggering to me, dude. This is not like a single-player game. You cannot expect things to be exactly the way that you would prefer 100% of the time. It's just not rational. And the most messed up thing about it is that he probably would have said yes. He probably would have said yes. Let's be real. He would have said yes if I told him that there was like a bard and you know, bard, ranger, red mage, dragoon. Like, this is probably like one of the best parties, but I can't willingly be a participant in reinforcing this person's idea that there is a perfect party just around the corner. It's not reasonable. Am I crazy? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. He says he just trick attacks without an actually enough TP because I assumed that I wasn't gonna miss. Maybe I'm a little crazy. Woo! Very good. We got 65, y'all. Let's go.
That's fucking teamwork. I hit it on the mark. Slow down, I'm gonna spurt. Sorry.
Lord have mercy on that bird.
Wow, congratulations!
Feels pretty good. I can't believe that we're as close as we actually are. I know that it takes as long, if not slightly longer, to get from 1 to 50 as it does from 51 to 75. But the actual numerical value is closer to 75. The closer than it's ever been, because that is how numbers work. So that's exciting. I'm excited for me. If you could do me a huge favor, and you don't even have to make me aware that you're doing it. This clap for me. Can you clap? Like, it doesn't have to be like loud clap. It's like little claps, IRL. That would be great. I'd greatly appreciate that. Let's just apply the trick attack dancing at before it moves, shall we? And I'll preface, well, I've already said the thing, so it's not prefacing at all. I'll post-face my reaction earlier by reiterating, congratulations, by reiterating that what people do with their time ultimately, as long as it's not anything overtly weird or illegal, and even in some cases, I'm not going to go down that road. Anyway, what people do with their free time in like a video game sense is totally their prerogative, as long as they are not causing issues for other players. Then you're fine. You're good in my book.
Fan the flames, mold the metal.
Oh my god, War, thank you so much for the raid. Hello, it's me, the stoic philosopher robot man that enjoys all of our favorite Final Fantasy XI shenanigans. Double-decade-old MMORPG in the year of our Lord given new life on what is, in my IMHO opinion, one of the best dev teams ever to lead a private server initiative like this. How you doing? War is a great guy, and if anybody in my chat presently has not followed him already, he's definitely worth it. His music choice may not give him the appearance of being cozy, but he do be cozy and all that. Hope your stream is going well. So far it is. I haven't received any OBS disconnections. I have not been made aware that there's been any like upload dips or anything like that. That the stream's been buffering. As the goal section says, we're trying to survive our Sundari ISP, and some days are better than others. And we've taken increasingly extreme measures to try to isolate the problem. And we're on the final day of this experimentation. Because I had a tech guy over. He told me, predictably, your modem says that it's working fine. I, equally as predictably, say, nuh-uh. This is what's going on with it. Unless you're willing to sit there for 5 hours while I bandwidth test to see if the whatever change you're making is actually going to stick, well, I'll have to stream, which is what we're doing. Like he replaced my modem with which was a personal one because I swapped it out to see if that was the issue, with another leased one, which is great and all that. But if I'm still getting dips after this, I have to get weird. I have to get weird, and then I have to put on my passive-aggressive inner Karen spirit animal face and just be like, listen, I've been dealing with this for like 3 months. I have an almost endless well of patience that honestly hasn't been fully taxed yet, but here we are. Please send in like a tier 3 tech or something to save me. Just make the psychosis stop. And if it is solved, maybe I mean the lease modem, you know, could have been bad. The personal modem could have also been bad. Maybe this is gonna do the trick. The only way to tell for certain is when the stream ends and I start running some dank analysis on the stream quality. But that's all that aside. How are you doing, man? Was your stream good? Did you do the thing? I imagine that you did the thing that you do so well.
And reclusive. This man is more dangerous.
Thank you for following Lifeless Gaming 365. I appreciate it. May you one day find life by gaming. I certainly did. There's been tracks of my life where if I didn't have gaming, I too would have been lifeless. Got bar to 672. That's good. That's a big deal. I know that you've been crunching away at that for a while. Kicked Dynamis' ass. Now, the link shell that you're in, you don't have to share what it is, although I'm sure that people, you know, already know. I don't think that there's any reason why you would necessarily hide that. But like the link shell that you're in, what is it called again? They run like a DKP system, right? Once I unlock C, which I imagine is probably going to be in like the next Inglorious Bastards, I'll probably be unlocking C in like the next 2 to 4 weeks. And while I do have a couple of endgame link shells in mind to try to apply to, I don't think it's gonna hurt to have like more stuff on the radar, like more link shells, assuming they're even accepting applications. Most endgame link shells seem to need or want tanks. This seems to be the major pain point. I don't know if that's necessarily the case with Inglorious Bastards or not. But yeah, I'm glad things are going good. I have to start scratching off stuff on my bucket list, and Dynamis is one of them. We have a bunch, but it never hurts to have options. That's true. A truer thing has never been said. My voice is already starting to give out. It has no right. I mean, we've been streaming for the minimum allotment of time that we normally do. It's not our longest run time, but I'm also very tired day to day because my lizard brain neurons activate whenever my wife is out, and she's been away from the house for like a week and a half on like a vacation, spending time with the parents, like one-on-one type thing, or one-on-two rather, like work hybrid thing. So when she's away, I just don't sleep well at all. So the fact that I'm as cognizant and have been able to literally never shut up for the entirety of the 3 hours is a big dub for me. So yeah, there's all that noise for you. Let me see if my rep is on their way. Who are they? Lucky. See all luck. Okay, they're almost here. I'm assuming that you wouldn't play Bard if you weren't enjoying it, but do you find that you are enjoying it as much as whatever your other main job was? Oh yeah, that'll do it. Bezos. Hungers. Let's go. That was actually bad on me. I should have warned you that they were coming. Even though you can't respond to me or even aware of what I'm saying. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You can get up to 90, or you can get an average of 90 seconds of ads. Sometimes, if you're very lucky, it'll only hit you with 60. I don't know what it uses to determine this. Like how badly Mr. Bezos wants to push your crap in. It's just how he rolls, man. He needs that super yacht. He ain't gonna settle for no little babby yacht anymore. Oh, I said yacht as in just by itself, imagine. The super yacht, I mean. Super yacht. In zone, which camp? Darkness, position. I think that after typically what's been happening while my wife has been away is that I have attempted to sleep and then I fail it spectacularly. We'll run the real voice here.
Let me test to make sure that I'm live. Are we live? Yes. So I fail spectacularly at sleeping, and then inevitably I get up and go out to the living room, and then Total Warrior, oh my god, dude, Total Warriors 3 Kingdoms, yeah, that's what it's called. Total War 3 Kingdoms. Because I'm all about that loot bay, if you know what I mean. That loot bussy, as it were. So you want me to say something stoic too? Hope for what is just, prepare for what is unjust. Strip each thing to see what it really is, and you'll see that nothing contains anything fearful other than fear. Strip the masks from each thing and restore each object to its aspect. Slay you are if I can bury you. Short you are if I cannot. Basically, what that quote is saying is that if you're going through a very difficult situation, eventually you are going to overcome it. And if the situation is so severe, then it probably means that you're about to die, and so you're not going to have to worry about it regardless. So basically anything short of something that's capable of killing you is something that you can overpower by just trying to understand why you're feeling the way that you do, taking measured steps over a long period of time to come to terms with it, and trying to find something constructive in it. Alright, we have TP. Let's use it. This is just a friendly reminder. There is a stream challenge in your redeem section called Hot Tub Stream 2 Extra Stream Edition, where I cannot guarantee you how cringe it's going to be. I can only guarantee you that it will be deeply cringe and funny too, probably. Your mileage may vary on that point. Autobots, roll well. Once you get electrocuted, I didn't last time. The important thing to note is that I'm hermetically sealed. So, like, my synthetic skin gets incredibly slippery, but that's it. The Apple Watch treatment, exactly. Right. I'm like a robot version of those people that seal themselves into Ziploc bags for, like, art reasons. You know, when they put themselves up in, like, the giant plastic bags, and that was, like, a thing that was happening recently. And, like, sucking all the air out of it, and then they can't move, and that apparently has something to do with, like, the human condition. Probably something about the environment, saving the environment. I don't know. All I know is that this person in a Ziploc bag over... I have not been paying attention. It hasn't been 5 minutes. honestly lie to me and I'll just accept it. Let's see what our marksmanship skill is. 185 is still not capped. Wow. It's actually shocking.
Hello, we're back.
Forefathers, one and all, bear witness!
Ara.
That's what I look forward to, right? Yeah, I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna do a show, and I'm gonna watch anime, yeah!
I kind of mentioned this earlier in the stream. All right. Hold full. My rep is here. Lucky.
What are you doing, step bro?
I don't know. Why do any of us do anything, man? We're just like a bunch of meat sacks, just with neurons randomly firing according to outside stimulus. You are now manually breathing. You are now manually blinking. Congratulations. I'm gonna watch, and this bar is gonna go off somewhere. I mean, we're not technically at XP chain, but we don't necessarily need to be. There he goes. Please hold full after chain finishes. Call 21. Finishing chain. We're on 4. Thinking about breathing is the worst, man. Then you gotta sleep. My sleep is fucked. I've essentially ruined yours by thinking along these lines, or speaking along these lines. Okay, the bard has acknowledged that he sees my message to stop killing birds. Isn't it weird how, like, I can say words and then you understand what I'm saying? Isn't that crazy? I'm la tripping. Dragoon seems really nice. I think what I reached out to was the Dragoon. No, there's Samurai. Same thing with the polearm. What's the difference? Corporate wants you to explain the difference between these two pictures. Very, very fun meme to remember. These guys are probably thinking, like, what's wrong with this thief? Why is he moving around so much? Let's try to squeak out another 0.1 skill. Hell yeah, brother. If you found that you've been watching a while and you haven't followed the channel yet, doing it not only gives me a little burst of dopamine to help the channel grow in more ways than you might expect, it also puts a very tiny smile, almost imperceptibly, onto my face. Alrighty, thank you. Take care. Alright, we're gonna disband. Points. Cheer.
Tortured and reclusive.
Thank you so much, Field Collective, for following. I greatly appreciate it, and you, and I hope that you're having a great night, sincerely. Okay, all I'm going to be doing is going back to my Mog house to crash in-game. Out of game, I'm going to lay in bed and then be hyper alert for probably upwards of an hour. Just waiting for the sleep paralysis demon to come out of whatever corner as whatever, you know, form it chooses to take tonight. Maybe it'll be like a spooky nun or something. I'm looking forward to it. It always comes up with good stuff. Let me look for a stream to raid. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I greatly appreciate it. Or thank you for the raid. Next stream is going to be Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, or your regional equivalent, in the year of our goddess 2023. Let me see here. It's been a minute since we've raided Sparkles, so we will do that. Raid. Take it easy. Make sure you lube the charge port. That's why I've been sleeping badly. I haven't lubed anything. I've been so dry. Can you lube me up? War, can you do that for me, buddy? I'll make it easy for you. I'm already pre-ready to go, bud. You just make it happen. All right. I'm doing the raid thing. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on Friday. Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Have a good one. Bye. See you later. Take care. Take care. $20 is $20. True. Goodbye, my friend.